living on a budget, as well as he was coaching other people. So here we are. We talk about, or we have ideas of what a millionaire is. We may look at celebrities. We may look at high income earners. And believe it or not, a lot of high income earners also cannot make that $2,000 emergency cash. So we have to, the book really gives you an idea of what a millionaire looks like, because it may not be someone that you watch on TV or someone who you think is a high income earner. There's also two ideals: an emotional component of being a millionaire and a financial component of being a millionaire. Most of us emotionally believe that when you are a millionaire, that you have the freedom to not work, you have financial independence. There may come a time, or there will come a time, where you cannot work or you choose not to work. And so there's control over your time, your quality of life. So there's that emotional component. And then, of course, there's the numbers. Okay, so again, we're talking about what is the criteria of a millionaire status. Okay, so what it is not is that you are not someone that makes $1 million. Okay, most of us do not make $1 million. So that's not what it is. So, and here we go with the computation. So follow me. A millionaire is someone whose net worth is at or above $1 million. The net worth is the key phrase. Everything you own minus what you owe. Okay? The total value of all of your stuff, house, cars, bank accounts, investments, and other assets, minus your liabilities, which is your debt. So the example they give is, you have a home that's worth $300,000 and you owe $200,000 on a mortgage. You have $100,000 in equity. You add that to, say, $50,000 in your 401k, $8,000 in your savings, $2,000 in your checking, and a $10,000 value of your car that is paid off. Your total net worth would be $170,000. People interviewed, most of their money were in basic investments like 401ks. Most have their house paid off. So the full value of their house is added to that net worth. Some have real estate that's added. And did I forget anything else? Well, that's added on too. Okay, so I didn't look ahead of the book, but it looks as though that a lot of the chapters are going to have anecdotal stories, so that you can understand that the average millionaire and what they've done, their lifestyle and all that, so you can understand what an everyday millionaire looks like. So there's two stories. One is about Rob, who was a kid who grew up on a dairy farm. And part of the interviewing that they did of the millionaires, they asked what their parents did for a living. Most of the parents of the millionaires that were interviewed were in sales, farming, engineer, small business ownership, or accounting. So he is a family of 6 with a mom and a dad. They always had enough money, but they never had extra. So he went to school, paid his way through college. So he had no student loans, which is very important, and he paid college every semester. He was forced to develop money management, and that ended up giving him a foundation of having a lifelong commitment to being able to save money. He married, and together they prioritized and had the same values, which is also important. And they didn't spend money foolishly. They kept their cars very long, one as long as 20 years. And he said that what he would do is ask, do I really need this, before making a purchase. His discipline enabled him to attain $3.5 million throughout his working life. He was an attorney and an adjunct teacher. 2 sins to avoid. He said trying to keep up with neighbors and waiting too late to start saving for retirement. And he never had the YOLO idea or YOLO mentality, you only live once, regarding his spending. Now in this survey also, 74% of millennials and 52% of baby boomers believe millionaires inherited all of their wealth. But actually only 20% received any inheritance at all. 16% inherited 100,000, and only 3% inherited at 1 million or above. So the majority of millionaires are self-made. Then there's another story of Karen and Walter. They both came from the same family backgrounds. Their families struggled growing up. They were high school sweethearts. They went to college and they both got graduate degrees. They both avoided student loans. They paid with cash, grants, and scholarships. I think this is really, really important to understand for a lot of people, and I myself included. I avoided student loans. I used my GI Bill, and I saved up a lot of money to pay for things in cash. And for myself, there was the summer semester where you could actually pay in installments. And I ended up getting a 4-year degree. And when it was over, when I crossed that stage, I only owed the school $500. So I do understand a lot of people getting student loans. It eats up a lot of people's income. So I think we'll see a running thread. And I have a child that's getting ready to go to college, and we're talking about, ways to save money, ways to pay through college, scholarships and grants, things like that. It may take you longer. He may not be a traditional student, because I don't want him to leave college and have the student loan debt. It's crippling. It's crippling. So Karen's career was a health administrator, Walter CPA. They were naturally frugal. They didn't live to impress people. They avoided all debt except a mortgage while raising 2 kids. They had a firm understanding of managing their money. They took part in the company 401k. They paid their mortgage off 10 years early. Sent 2 kids to college, debt-free. They bought their kids a condo for their kids to live in while they were in college. I see that a lot. Where I live in Indiana, Purdue University is a big school. And many, many times I would get parents that were out of state looking for property that was close to the school so they could purchase it for their kids. And then of course they paid it off, and then it was income, and then they could save, they could hold on to it while the kids were in college, and then when it was over and done, they would sell it. They ended up having a net worth of $6.1 million. They said that their kids do not think that they're wealthy, and they actually do not believe that they're wealthy, which I think is a good mindset to have. So I'm hoping to be done. Okay, so it ends up with busting myths. What is it do millionaires do? They believe they can become millionaires. They reject the voices that say that it can't be done. They put their heads down, they get to work, and they make it happen. What millionaires don't do. They don't believe the popular lies about being wealthy, which a lot of people have ideas about people being greedy and crooked. They don't care about impressing other people. I think that's a big, big thing. They don't let their humble beginnings stop them from winning, and they don't give up when things get hard. So that is what the takeaway was at the end of that chapter. I think I made it in time. Let me know what you think. I'm going to have some other comments, but I just want to start the discussion. So we're going to go on to chapter 2 next Monday. Take care of yourself and each other. Talk to you soon. Bye.